Dear students, with reference to the Indian judiciary system, I have also taught you India having integrated judiciary system. What do you mean by integrated judiciary system? Means we have High Court, we have many subordinate court, district court, and one Supreme Court. Meaning, in entire judiciary system, Supreme Court is apex court of India, and all courts will be governed by Supreme Court of India. That is clear. And second point you can write, each and every court will sort out the dispute by exercising the law and enforce the law. And we have a same set of rules and regulation, set of law. Means same rules and regulation for district court, same rules and regulation for high court, and same rules and regulation for Supreme Court. So this is known as integrated judicial system. One more point I would like to mention, there is a system. First one, if dispute will be there, so people can approach to district court, then they can approach to high court, then Supreme Court. And Supreme Court is a final interpreter of the constitution, and decision of the Supreme Court will be final. Supreme Court is also known as final court of appeal, meaning against the district court we can appeal to high court, and against the high court we can approach to Supreme Court. That's why Supreme Court is known as highest appellate judiciary system of India. Means against the decision of the Supreme Court we can't you can't appeal any other court, because Supreme Court is apex court. I think this is clear. Dear students, today I am going to teach you advisory jurisdiction of Supreme Court and High Court. How to write answer if question is there, advisory jurisdiction. So one word is there, advise. Advise, I think you know. Advise means if you are going to give any suggestion to anyone. So this is known as advice. So advisory jurisdiction, how to write this one, going to teach you. When President of India, advisory jurisdiction of the Supreme Court I am telling, then I will teach you advisory jurisdiction of High Court, respectively I will teach you. So first one, advisory jurisdiction of the Supreme Court. How to write this one? When President of India or government will seek for any advice to Supreme Court regarding any law related to the public affairs, and when Supreme Court will advise to President of India or government, that is known as advisory jurisdiction of Supreme Court. I think this one clear. Meaning is there, means when Supreme Court will advise to President of India is known as advisory jurisdiction of the Supreme Court. Two more point that must be mentioned here, then you people will be comfortable. If any advice given by Supreme Court to President of India, so that will be not considered verdict, that is not considered judgment. And third point, these advice will be not mandatory for President of India. Meaning President can accept advice, President can reject advice, no issue. And there is no any matter that Supreme Court given advice and now President is not listening, not accepting, this is not a issue. I think clear. Silly change I will mention, after that you will understand. Advisory jurisdiction of High Court. Dear students, you know that we have 28 states, and in each and every state will have one governor and one state government. I think you know, all of you. So what is advisory jurisdiction of High Court? So you have to write like this one: when a governor of respective state or state government will seek any advice to respective High Court, or sorry, again going to explain, then if governor of respective state will seek any advice to respective High Court regarding a law related to the public affairs, and when respective High Court advise to respective governors or respective state government, so this jurisdiction is known as advisory jurisdiction of High Court. Meaning, when President will seek for advice, then Supreme Court will advise. So that is advisory jurisdiction. With reference to the High Court, when respective governor of a state or state government will seek for any advice to High Court, and when High Court will advise to respective governor or respective state government, that is known as advisory jurisdiction. Clear? Two more points, just which one I have taught in advisory jurisdiction of Supreme Court, same will be there here. Above mentioned advised means which advice given by High Court to respective governor will be not mandatory for respective governor to accept. And next point you can write, these advice will be not considered as a verdict or judgment. I think it is clear. So these are advisory jurisdiction of High Court and Supreme Court I have taught you. So advisory jurisdiction is also a kind of a power. Like original jurisdiction I have taught you, when judiciary will sort out the dispute by exercising the law and enforce the law at first sight, that is known as original jurisdiction. So likewise, advisory jurisdiction means when Supreme Court or High Court will advise, so that is advisory jurisdiction. And we should be very, very careful that these advice will be not considered as a judgment or verdict, and these advice will be not mandatory for respective governor or president of India to accept or not. Means president can accept also, reject also, likewise governor can accept also, reject also. I think this is clear. One more reference is there that is very, very necessary to understand. Question can be asked, if President of India will seek for any advice, so that is mandatory for Supreme Court. This question can be asked, that's why I am going to discuss. So dear students, you should be very, very clear that if President of India will seek for any advice, so basically in each and every occasion, whatever happening, so Supreme Court give advice. But it is not mandatory for Supreme Court to advise President of India. Supreme Court can deny also. So many examples we have. Then Supreme Court advise also us and Supreme Court deny also. So likewise, you should understand that Supreme Court is not, it is not mandatory for Supreme Court to advise. So this much will be here in regarding this video, and next video I will teach you revisory and judicial review. First one, judicial review I will teach you, and next I will teach you a revisory jurisdiction. So dear students, only this much in this video. I think my words are understanding all topics. So please revise these important topic, that will be very, very beneficial for your upcoming examination. and short type answer also, long type answer also you can write. So next video I'll come with an other topic. Thank you.